Jeremiah 1, 8 through 9. Remember, I beg you, the word that you commanded your servant Moses. He's praying to God. Because Moses was a servant of God. He's not talking to a king or some earthly ruler here. He's praying to the Lord Almighty and reminding him what he told Moses and who served him, saying, if you trespass, I will scatter you abroad among the people. As Israel was scattered, there was some in Persia, there was still probably some in Rome. They were scattered. They remained scattered in the time of Christ. There's some Jew. Saul, the Apostle Paul, who was Saul, was Jewish birth, but he was from an area in Turkey, nowhere near Israel. So we see even then how they were scattered. It's just now that the Jewish people, the Israelites, are finally coming back to the nation, because the nation was brought back. You know, the trespass. The word given to Moses was, if you stop following me, your people, my people, I'll scatter. He put them in an exile. God allowed the people to go into exile because of their lack of following his commands, by the fact that they rebelled against him, by the fact that they did not follow him. He allowed them to go into exile. He made it tough on them. But because of the toughness, those that were true would come back to him and be strengthened. Verse 9. Well, oftentimes it's through us going through trials, being tested, that if we're truly believers, we are reminded that nothing's going to be able to get us through it in him. It's oftentimes at people's weakest that they turn to God. Sometimes he's got to bring us to that point, and that's what he had to do with Israel. Is Judah, the southern kingdom. Verse 9. But if you return to me and keep my commands and do them, though your outcasts were in the uttermost part of the heavens, yet I will gather them from there and will bring them to the place that I have chosen to cause my name to dwell there. So he's saying that you have chosen to serve me. If you choose to serve me, I'll choose to bless you. Now that isn't always an earthly blessing. That isn't always a monetary blessing. Sometimes it's just him seeing us through it. And this isn't saying that we're going to have easy times as a Christian. This is saying that Israel was granted to go back to their land because they started keeping God's commands. You know, we gotta, as Christians, we're more on the spiritual blessings. If we keep what he tells us to do, we're going to be spiritually blessed. We're going to lay up rewards in heaven. Now, if we don't, and we're his, we're going to be chastised by him. We're going to be sent into the uttermost parts, where we lose everything, perhaps, so we can gain him, return to him. You know, God would rather us have nothing but him, because we have him. Sometimes as we get to that point, God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be blessed. But oftentimes the blessings are put above God. Now, when that happens, God will take away the blessings so that he has us. And that's how he reacted with Israel. Israel was blessed, but it wasn't until their blessings, their land, everything that they had was taken away that they turned back to God and followed what he had. And then they kept his commands. They kept his commands, so God allowed them to be blessed. We'll find blessing in serving the Lord.